Welcome to the video. Here we will discuss the concept of temporal parallelism and data parallelism. Let's start the discussion with an example. Let's say an admission procedure is going on in a college and you are responsible for the admission of the students. You want to minimize the time required to admit 100 students and you have three different methods for doing so. First, consider the situation there is only one counter performing three different jobs of the admission procedure. Here, every student has to complete the three different stages of admission, that is, document verification, subject selection, and fees payment on a single desk. Let's calculate to find out the amount of time required to complete the process for 100 students. Let's assume the document verification procedure will take about 40 seconds, the subject selection procedure will take 30 seconds, and the payment of fees will take about 60 seconds. The total time for a single student will take about 130 seconds, and for 100 students it will take about 13,000 seconds. We will use the above value to compare this serial model with our parallel models. Let's consider a parallel method where we have three different counters for performing three operations. Here the first counter will perform the document verification, the second counter will perform subject selection, but only after completing the first operation or process. The third counter will accept the fees. Here all the operations are to be performed sequentially. Each student has to visit all the counters one by one in the sequence to get admission. Let's calculate the total time required. Here all the counters will take the same amount of time except fees payment counter, as the service time is 60 seconds. We will assume the time required will be 60 seconds for a single student. As we can see, processing from the service point of view, 60 seconds are sufficient to process the data of three different students concurrently. Although the service time for a single student will always be 130 seconds, as the student have to complete the process sequentially. For 100 students, we need more than 6,000 seconds, but we will use 6,000 seconds for comparison. This method is known as temporal parallelism because we have divided the different jobs and not the data having different amounts of time. Let's consider another parallel method where we have three different counters each performing a complete admission procedure. That is, a student can get admission by queuing at any of the counters. A student is not required to switch any counter, so the traffic can be equally distributed. Let's calculate the total time required. Here the time for the basic processes will be same, that is 40, 30 and 60 seconds. The total time for a single student will take about 130 seconds, and for 100 students it will take 13,000 seconds. But we have divided the process into three different counters, each performing the same job. We can expect the time taken to be 4,420 seconds, which is significantly lower as compared to the serial and temporal parallel method. This process of dividing data is known as data parallelism. If we compare the above methods, the serial will take the maximum amount of time, the data parallelism will take significantly lesser time as compared to the other methods. Here the temporal parallelism is not applicable because different sub-processes have different service times. But if they have the same amount of time required, then they will be better. Let's modify our example and see the result. Let's assume the different sub-processes of document verification, subject selection and fees payment are taking 30 seconds. So for a single student it will take 90 seconds, and for 100 students entire process will take a little more than 3,000 seconds, as we have three different counters. But data parallelism is much better in any of the scenarios. Okay, that's all for this video. We will discuss more on parallel computing in the upcoming videos. Consider subscribing the channel, and thank you.